If you would like to see the Bills versus the Chargers, you want to tune in to Fox Sunday at 4:05 p.m. is when scheduled kickoff. Of course, the times may be varying, depending on how the 1 o'clock game go. Could be a little later start there. Now, this game will be played in Los Angeles. It's going to look like a beautiful day, 74 degrees high, 54 low, which is cool, but it's not the worst, especially for football. It's going to be a good game there. Now, let's talk about how these teams are doing. We have the Bills, who are in playoff contention with 5 wins, 4 losses, and the Chargers, who are, if they won out, they could, but they have 3 wins and 6 losses, so more than likely they will not be making the playoffs. Now, let's look at the Bills. Their defense had an amazing stop-run defense until the previous 2 weeks. The Bills have allowed 298 yards against the Saints last week, and the week before that, 194. They've allowed 492 rushing yards against them in the past 2 games. This is one of the top rush defenses from the previous weeks, but something big has changed. And I mean, they're going to be going up against Melvin Gordon, who is one of the top 5 running backs in the NFL. Also, let's talk about the quarterback situation, one of the biggest headlines of this week going into Week 11. We have the Bills, who will bench Tyrod Taylor for Nathan Peterman. He's a young guy, going to get a shot here. He was ecstatic that Sean McDermott gave him that. But basically, what McDermott said was, if you don't do your job well, then you don't get to play. He benched him after their huge loss to the Saints, and it was a direct impact and a message that if you don't work for this team and you don't do what you're supposed to do, you get benched. And it's as simple as that. The next quarterback situation we have here is Philip Rivers and his concussion. Now, this isn't necessarily a very serious concussion. All of them are serious, but this one is not one where it could last multiple weeks. In fact, they feel fairly well about Philip Rivers playing this weekend. But if not, I feel as if they will be in good hands with Kellen Clemens as their backup. He is also a young gun, so this game has a potential of having both Nathan Peterman and Kellen Clemens show off their young talent. Now, the one thing that worries me for the Bills is the pass rush on the defense of the Chargers, as Joey Bosa and Melvin Ingram have a combined 18 sacks and are the top pass rush duo in the league. Now, I'm not saying that the Bills have a horrible running game. In fact, LaShawn McCoy has showed over time that he is very good and can get the job done. Unfortunately, McCoy has not done as well in the past few weeks. In fact, in the last 2 games, he has combined for 79 rushing yards, and he has had no touchdowns in their previous 2 defeats. Also, he has not participated in practice today on Thursday, and is questionable for the game Sunday. If he doesn't play, their next highest runner was Tyrod Taylor, who was just benched. When you compare scoring, the Bills score 2 more points per game than the Chargers. But the Bills also allow 2 more points per game than the Chargers. Balances out how much they allow scoring from their opponent and their own scoring that they do themselves. With all that being said, I do have a prediction that the Chargers win, as you may have previously saw in my earlier video of my weekly predictions, but I think that they will win by a score of 14-10. We will see in the coming weeks as to how this benching of Tyrod Taylor will affect the Buffalo Bills. Can they turn around the season? We will find out soon. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment, subscribe, let me know what you thought about the video, and I will talk to you all later.